One, two, three.
Hello everyone, I am Be Better Gamer. Welcome to Be Better Gamer Wrestling. This channel is dedicated to wrestling video games, fueled by my love, passion, and obsession for them. I am playing Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 on the N64, my favorite wrestling video game, part of the legendary series of games developed by Aki. I'm actually using the English translation patch. This game was originally released only in Japan, but there is a translation patch that I am actually running through my EverDrive 64. If you click the little I button on the top right corner of the video, you'll find out all about this translation patch. But today I'm bringing you another one of my own personal CAWs. I am bringing you Kenny Omega, probably the most requested CAW for my channel. I figured I needed to get him done at least right before Dominion, which, as I record this video, is literally this upcoming weekend. I have 4 different outfits for Kenny Omega. The profile, music, fighting style, computer logic, moves, all that stuff is typed out in a Google spreadsheet that you can find in the description below. So make sure you click on that description link so you can find the whole full CAW. This is made in the vanilla version of the game, no mods. I'm making this as as I could in like maybe the year 2000, which was really hard with Kenny Omega, and I'll get into that in a bit. But let's go ahead. Let's start with the head and the face. Head 2, face 17. For hair, we have hair 4. Now, I went with the brighter blonde, if you will. You could also go with bleach blonde. You know, his hair has kind of changed a little bit over the years. And I always go back and forth with the 2 different blonde colors. But I like this color blonde. But you could also do the lighter blonde if you want. Front hair 40 and facial hair 3. Again, I'm only going through the appearance, so make sure you check the description for the full CAW. Body size 3, which is medium 1. Skin tone 0. His ring attire is C13, which is the tights that Keiji Muto wears in the game, and 0 and 1. I just made him black, but you know, the white part, the white lettering and the markings, that stays out. So I think that really works for Kenny Omega's tights. Wristband 1, they're basically just white. Supporter, I was back and forth if I should give him elbow pads or not, because he usually starts the matches with his elbow pads and then he takes them off. So I figured I'd just give it to him. Knee pad 6. These knee pads, I made them black. They have like a little blue and white design on them. You can also use knee pad 7, which has the word bomb on it, because sometimes he wears knee pads with lettering on it. You could also use knee pad 5s, which I actually end up using in the next outfit. But I feel like all 3 of those knee pads work really well. And for his kick pads, I actually went with the B4 kick pads. You could use the other kick pads. And I kept them default because I don't really like how the black looks when you change the color. So I kept them default. And there you go. If you also want to maybe do when he would wear his, I haven't seen him wear in a long time, but when he would wear his sort of like pink, his light pink tights with all these different colors on it, you can also just change the Muto tights to light pink and light orange. I think that works really well when he used to wear his multicolored tights. I used to see him wear that a lot about a year or 2 ago, and I haven't seen him wear in a while. And now this is his second outfit. This is sort of trying to emulate his outfit that has pretty much all black in the front, but in the back it has a lot of lettering and writing. Usually, you know, maybe it'll say like Bullet Club or the Elite or something like that. And then knee pad, you see here, I went with knee pad 5. So that's really all I changed. I changed the tights to the Madness tights. I don't know why they're called the Madness tights. And those knee pads. Here, now this look was inspired by when he used to be the cleaner. Very simple look. A1 short tights, default black knee pads. Basically just the regular default knee pads. Knee pad 1. And I kept them with the default color. And then oh, actually no, not the default color, because the default color in this game is red, so they're actually black 1. Feet B2, which are the other padded knee pads, which you kick pads, which you could use for the first outfits if you want. And you could also change it up. You could also put the kick pads to be white. Sometimes he had the kick pads white up in the front. And for his hair, now, you know, when he was the cleaner, he was more of a heel. And his hair was this mixture of black hair and white hair. So you can either make his hair all black, or they do have a white hair color option in this. So you could make his hair color white if you want. There were some days where he did have almost all his hair white looking, but he still had that little mixture of black. I really wish this game allowed you to combine hair colors. That would be really cool. And now this fourth look, this is his throwback look. This is when he was part of the Golden Lovers with Kota Ibushi back in the day. You know, they just recently reunited, and you saw there, you can also make them skinny if you want, but I kept them, you know, with a little bit more muscle mass. Ring attire, short tights 5, green, and then his wristband, kept the wristband 1, no knee elbow pads, knee pad yellow, which is number 6. And then the kick pads, I always thought this was kind of cool. His kick pads were orange and green as well. So that was pretty cool, 5 and 7. Yeah, but I thought I'd do his throwback outfit, and I actually forgot to show it in the video, but I take away his goatee. I just take away his goatee for his face. I didn't show that right now in the video, but you can do that as well for his throwback Golden Lovers outfit. And there you go, 4 outfits for Kenny Omega. Again, made in the vanilla version of Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. No mods, only using the translation patch. And I really actually liked how his Golden Lovers outfit came out. It's probably my favorite outfit, actually, especially when you combine it, here we go, with the Hadouken taunt. I love it. I love it so much. And I'll talk more about his moveset as I play a match coming up right now. But yeah, let me know what you think. That's it. That's it pretty much for the appearance portion of this video. Now I'm going to go into a match. I'm actually going to use Kenny Omega against one of my other CAWs. And that is, of course, I mean, who else but Kazuchika Okada. Obviously, Dominion is the match of the year coming up, pretty much. Not the match of the year, I mean, the match hasn't happened yet, but it's my most anticipated match of the year. I had a feeling it was going to happen sometime this year. It makes so much sense. It's happening at Dominion, and I'm going to talk about that match. I'm going to talk about a little bit about Kenny Omega and also his moveset, you know, what I did with his moveset in this game. But let me know what you think of this CAW in the comments below. Make sure you like, if you like this video, subscribe if you haven't already. And again, this is only in the vanilla version of this CAW. Sometimes I get questions and comments about mods and like using mods, like, oh, you know, you can just do a mod version. Like, yeah, I know you can just do a mod version. I keep an eye on the mod scene. I haven't been able to do any videos on some of the Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 mods and No Mercy mods just yet. But I like to make these CAWs as if it was the year 2000 all over again. Vanilla version of the game. I think it's fun. I think it's neat. And I think it also shows how deep this created wrestler system is. Even with a wrestler like Kenny Omega, who, I have to be honest, was a big challenge for this CAW to make, because a lot of his moves aren't in the game. Most of his moves aren't in the game. He does so many things that you just don't see in Virtual Pro Wrestling 2. You see some of it in the later Fire Pro games, so he's a lot easier to make in Fire Pro. But you know, even just the one-winged angel, his main finisher, which is basically, you know, he puts you up on that electric chair sort of position, and then he comes down with sort of like a Michinoku driver. And you know, to compensate for that, I gave him the spinning Falcon Arrow, because I always feel like when he puts someone up for the one-winged angel, he always usually does a little bit of a spin. And to me, the Falcon Arrow always was kind of more of a flat, you know, of a driver kind of move. But in this game, the animation doesn't really reflect that. But I gave him the spinning Falcon Arrow for his front special. For his back special, I gave him the electric chair drop. He also does this move called the Kreutz Raft. That actually used to be his finisher for a long time, until he started doing the one-winged angel, which was basically an electric chair position again, and then he would catch you in a German suplex position and do a German suplex bridge. So I did give him a snap German suplex. I did give him a German suplex pin. You know, he's got his dragon suplex. He's got his half Nelson suplex. Obviously, the V trigger, another one of his, you know, signature moves right now. They don't really have a knee strike that looks quite like it. but I did give him a standing jumping knee strike. I gave him the jumping knee strike actually in a few different positions. He's got a running knee lift. He's got the kitchen sink 2 variant, which is sort of another knee lift variant that flips over the wrestler in this game. But you know, there's a few other things. You know, he does his Dr. Wily bomb, which is like the deadlift gut wrench power bomb. They do have the Dr. Wagner bomb, which is really similar to that. Just maybe doesn't hold him in the deadlift position as much as Kenny Omega does, because Kenny Omega is incredibly strong. You know, you can do the reverse hurricanrana, but you can only do it from the top turnbuckle. There you see I did the running knee. There's the enziguri. He's got his splash to the outside. He doesn't have the amazing you know, sort of swanton bomb he does to the outside, his tope swanton that he does, but I did give him a tope con giro to the outside. He's got a moonsault, you know, so I had to make a lot of sort of substitutes for his moveset is basically what I'm trying to say, because you know, this game came out in the year 2000, and Kenny Omega, you know, he wasn't the Kenny Omega he is now in the year 2000, obviously. And here we see I'm already getting my first special to show you some of the moves. I also gave him the flipping slam and the turnbuckle, and you'll see that oh, actually I don't think I get to pull it off here in this match. I try to, but I gave him the flipping turnbuckle, flipping slam and the turnbuckle. Oh wait, I do pull it off. Okay, here we go. I do pull it off. I thought I did it. Bam, there it is. And again, because sometimes he catches opponents with his one-winged angel off the turnbuckle. There I go, giving him the Hadouken taunt. That actually used to be a move. You know, Kenny Omega is a big gamer, which is one of the other reasons why I love him so much. He's a big gamer. Recently, he actually was in the Street Fighter reveal trailer for Cody being in Street Fighter 5, and he's actually portraying Cody. He is Cody, who's now the mayor. And I have questions about that. What happened to Mike Hagar? I'm gonna have to look up the Final Fight lore. But Cody's mayor now, and Kenny Omega is playing Cody. He's done the voice as well. He has this rivalry with Austin Creed, aka Xavier Woods, you know, with Street Fighter and a bunch of other games, DDR. You know, Kenny Omega, he loves Japanese culture. Obviously, you know, he's wrestling in Japan, but he's also big on Japanese culture and their pop culture and video games and movies and stuff like that, anime. And I think that's so cool. You know, he calls his finisher the one-winged angel. He calls one of his moves the Dr. Wily bomb. He has so many references. And, you know, for someone like me who's a passionate gamer and a passionate wrestling fan, of course that makes Kenny Omega one of my favorite wrestlers. But it's not just the fact that he loves video games. I mean, to be called the best bout machine, I don't think anyone can call themselves the best bout machine and actually live up to it like Kenny Omega has in the past few years. His body of work in 2016 and 2017, and even beyond that, even before that, when he was wrestling primarily as a junior heavyweight in New Japan, when he was wrestling in DDT, teaming with Kota Ibushi as the Golden Lovers. But when he transitioned to heavyweight and started working the main event scene in New Japan, you know, the past couple of years, Kenny Omega has proven that he is the best bout machine. And we can sit here and debate star ratings all we want. I don't put much stock into start ratings. I just watch the matches, and I know what matches I love and what matches, you know, I don't love. And I love most Kenny Omega matches. There's just something about the way he wrestles, the pacing of his matches, the fact that, and this is something I always appreciate about certain wrestlers, that every match feels unique. Every match feels unique to the opponent he's in the ring with, whether it is Okada or Tomohiro Ishii or Tanahashi or Michael Elgin or Chris Jericho or Prince Devitt or Taguchi. Every single match feels unique to the opponent he's up against, and that's what makes his matches so special. I think he just doesn't go in, do his signature moves. He wrestles his style according to who he's in there in the ring with, and he can do so many things. And that was also part of the fun of making his moveset, is he's capable of doing so many different types of moves. And that's why when you watch him, you never really know what he's gonna do. You never really know how he's gonna do his move. He doesn't just do his dragon suplex. Is he gonna do it on the apron? Is he gonna do it on the turnbuckle? You know, from the top rope like he did with Okada at Wrestle Kingdom? Is he gonna do it through a table? Is he gonna do it on the outside? You never know. His V trigger, you never know where it's coming from. That's what makes his matches to me so exciting. And the feud with Okada, I mean, like, where do you even begin with that? I would have to make a whole hour-long video just talking about his matches with Okada. You know, their match at Wrestle Kingdom 11, their match at Dominion last year where they went to the 1-hour draw, which is my personal favorite match. And I think I mentioned this in the Okada CAW video. The match with him at Dominion last year was my personal favorite. Now we're getting a 2 out of 3 falls, no time limit. So settle in. I hope you don't stay up too late to watch it, because you know, I'm gonna go to sleep and watch it in the morning. No time limit. It's probably gonna go on for 3 hours. You know what I mean? Like, it's just the stuff he's been doing, his performances at the G1 last year and the year before, winning the G1, being the first Gaijin to win the G1 outside of when Hogan and Andre won it, but it wasn't really called the G1 back then when they won it. A little fun fact there. But being the first Gaijin to win the G1, you know, Rick Rude got to the finals in '92, Carl Anderson got to the finals in 2012, but Omega, first time in the G1, he wins it, and then that just starts his journey, his path. There's just so much to talk about. There's so much to talk about. Again, I don't really know where to begin in terms of recommending his matches. Usually when I do these calls, I recommend 1 or 2 matches. Go watch them all. If you're not already a fan of Kenny Omega, go watch his matches. New Japan just recently put last year's Dominion match for free on the YouTube channel. Go watch that. If you're going to be like me, you're probably just going to be playing Omega and Okada non-stop in Virtual Pro Wrestling 2 until Dominion. And I just can't wait. So I hope you like this call. I hope you appreciate this call. Probably my most challenging call to make, but I was very happy with the results, and I hope you like it. So again, leave those comments below. You can find me. I stream on Twitch during the week. You can find me at Twitch TV /BeBetterGamer. So make sure you check me out on Twitch. And yeah, any more comments or, you know, suggestions is greatly appreciated. Once again, I am BeBetterGamer. Until next time, keep watching all the wrestling. Thank you.